welcome back to another fantastic, fun-filled, exciting episode of Two Sisters, One Book. I'm Karla.
I'm not going to go like that, but I'm Amanda. We're two sisters, two moms tackling one book at a time. And when I say we tackle, we're really tackling because I feel like these kids are just getting more and more bored the closer summer gets. I don't know what it is. I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. Okay,
You're like,
what do you want to do?
reading.
What do you want to do? I want to go outside. Okay, let's go outside. I'm hot. Okay, let's go inside. I'm bored. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, they really need like that bouncer again with the water, like
Oh
last
my
summer.
gosh. No
The kids
way.
had so
They
much
only played
fun.
on it when other people came around. It was a waste. It was such a waste.
Well, I guess it's just more of a reason for us to come out and visit, just so, everybody can hang out and have fun.
I have witnesses now that you said you were going to come out more to visit. So,
I do come out and visit. I do.
only when you want something. I'm just kidding.
No, you were out there a few months ago, and then
For
obviously,
a book fair.
and you're right, and you are coming out today to visit. So, I mean, it's like a back and forth thing. So now after you come, it's our turn to come out there. So I just got to talk to Aaron, and we'll make it work. You know we will.
All right. There's people listening. I'll keep them posted. Karla never came this month.
We'll come out this summer. We'll hang out. We'll do some fun things,
That would
we'll
be
make
fun.
a date out of it. Yeah, we got to fill up that new bookshelf you got with books. So,
oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I never thought I would have this much space. So I was like, wow, I have a lot of space now, you guys. Like one of the shelves, I put the Funk Pops on just to put stuff on it. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to fill. Nolan has no idea what he created. So, this does give me more options to buy more books. So joke's on him. I'm just kidding.
Well, that was some fun chapters. I actually really enjoyed those 3 chapters. It wasn't like a lot of stuff going on, but I felt like it was exciting. And we really got to hear a lot out of Tristan, which, he's, I'm excited for Tristan.
So, where did it go? So what did you think of Hunter? Yes, I'm walking away, but I'm still here, don't worry.
Oh, good. I can talk to no one. Kind of like what I do all the time. I'm just kidding. No, that's a joke. I talk to an invisible. Amanda's on the phone and I'm like talking to no one. No, I'm kidding. So with Hunter, I mean, I still like the guy. I feel like we're seeing a lot of his honor. The only thing I will say, and I will give you a slight little edge here, is I was a little disappointed with him when Sienna went back to help Tristan. And Tristan and Sienna were the ones fighting. I was waiting for Hunter to like come out of nowhere and help save the day. But I felt like he just stood over on the sides and was like, well, I'm not getting involved. And I understand why he might not want to get involved if Sienna didn't run back. But like Sienna's supposedly the love of your life. So it's like, why would you allow her to run back and help save Tristan? And you just kind of stand off to the sides and wait for everything to clear out. So I was a little disappointed in him for that. But I do feel like he stood true other than that. And I still trust him and I still like him.
No. All
right, now we're going to hear the counter side to what I just said. So, Amanda, what did you think of Hunter?
Yes, he's a coward. He wanted to run away and leave Tristan alone. And then he forcefully tried to get Sienna to go with him after she said no. And yeah, he disappeared. Where did he go? So my brain was trying to get, like, he caught the horses. He's bringing them back. I'm like, no, he's a coward. And 2, with the villager people, like his mind was like, why didn't you just kill them? I'm like, well, Tristan had a point, bro. You would have left the whole family thing. So remember when we got our stuff, she gave us stickers that said Team Wolf and Team Hunter. This is Team Hunter. I went like this. Goodbye, Team Hunter. So now we just have Team Wolf. But then my card, which I love her, it says Hunter was right. The world loves a love story. And I was like, but he is right. The world does love a love story. So I guess I'll keep that one. But this is the one I'm gonna put someone as Team Wolf right there. But I found those.
Well,
They were in my book in the back.
so I use mine right here as my bookmark. Thank you, Briar. This is
So
my
who do you
bookmark. I
have?
love it.
Tristan, the wolf guy? Or do you
Um,
still have
no, I have Hunter was right. The world loves a love story. Happy reading, Karla Breyer. But I will say, to give you some credit here, Amanda, that Hunter was right, that the world does love a love story, but he doesn't specify which love story it is. So it could be that the world loves a Tristan Sienna love story, which I am rooting for. You guys don't think I'm over here like, go Hunter and Sienna, because I just like Hunter as a person. I feel like there is a lot to Hunter. And I think in his heart, he has the right like outcome that he wants to happen. But how is he getting there? Which, could be up in the air. But I do feel like Hunter does have some sense of like, he's a good guy, but I don't, and I said this from the beginning, I do not think that he's going to end up with Sienna. I don't think that they're going to have a happily ever after. I just like the guy as a person. I'm going to stick with that.
they're running away from the king's stuff and everything. And of course, the dad is psycho. The king is psycho. He
Mhm.
releases the hounds on him, right? So as they're fighting all this stuff, as we mentioned before, after that scene, the way Hunter was talking, and she kind of said it like he stomped, he huffed, he puffed. I got I'm throwing my son under the bus. I got Coda's attitude in my head. He was acting so immature in my head. I was like, oh my gosh, grow up. Like, geez. Huffing, puffing, arguing, like just get out of there. There's more coming. Like, who cares right now? Just I would work together even if I didn't like the person. I would at least work together until we knew 100% we're clear and we're safe. But not him. My head was like tantrum status.
And then you would fight with him. And
And
then
then
you'd
yeah,
fight with him. You'd be
argue.
like, all right.
Jeez.
Man, it's like the
So
gloves
no.
are coming off.
Let's go. I would leave them behind. I don't have time for that.
All
But it
right.
was funny. It was a funny scene because he pulled out the food. They were eating after the whole shenanigans. And what did Tristan say? What, you don't have any for me? He's like, yeah, I thought you could take care of yourself. See the attitude. I thought you could take care of yourself.
I
That's
was
the
a
way.
little, I mean, you can see that the king does have some desperation going on, because the fact that he obviously let out the hounds, which I mean is not surprising that he let out the wolf, or I'm sorry, the foxhounds, but it is interesting that he clearly doesn't care, because you hear that people are screaming, and that he just he just threw him out. He was like, go, and whoever you get in your way, just make sure that you take out these people. And he doesn't even, at least to my knowledge, I don't even think he knows that Tristan is with them. He just knows that Sienna escaped. Like, looking at it from his perspective, Sienna escaped and Hunter is most likely with her, because Hunter's probably nowhere to be found.
I know. And poor Elena. Oh my gosh, that's even scarier. Yeah. Yep. Because she got
Yeah.
left, she's left behind. They probably know that Hunter's gone. So then they affiliated Hunter with Elena. So he's probably tormenting her to figure out where did they go? We know you guys are close or something. I don't know. So yeah, that whole scene was just like,
Yeah.
is she even still alive, Karla? So scared to find out.
Well, she knew. I think she knew, risking all this, that, I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
because
no,
she
I
said
know
even
she
in the
knew.
last chapter, yeah, she knew something was probably coming for her. So I guess we're not going to know anything yet about Elena, but I do have a little bit of sadness and sympathy towards her, that I gained at the end of last chapter, because all the way up until that point, I was like, who is this girl? Thinking that she's going to come in and have, a baby that's not even like legitimate with the king. But now I have all these other feelings for her, now that I know that I think she's actually on the good side.
He's on the side of light. Come to the darkness,
Oh
child. Yeah, so
my
they
gosh.
kicked butt on the whole Star Wars. They kicked butt on the whole wolf thing. Tristan unleashed his shadows, which then I felt like Hunter got a little jealous that he was able to do that. He didn't know, but it did soften up a little bit that he had that power the whole time and he was shocked. Like, you let us beat you up. Like, why would you let us beat you up the whole time? So I just like
Hmm.
Tristan's character. He's more like of a man, and then you see Hunter has so much more to learn, you know? Like I feel like Tristan is a lot older. I'm gonna say it. I think he's like over 1,000 years old or a couple hundred. I don't know.
Mm.
Compared to Hunter, who's probably 24 years old too. So I feel like he has a lot to learn about everything too, because I don't think he appreciates life the way Tristan does.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I do think you're right in that sense.
They carry on. What did you
Where
think of that
am I?
bartender? Oh my gosh. The way she described the keeper in person with the brown rotting teeth, I was like, "Bleh, why?" So teeth is my weakness.
Yeah.
I hate taking the kids to the dentist. I hate hearing about others' teeth. Like not gonna lie, I started getting sick during that part. Ugh.
Oh
Can you imagine
gosh.
his breath? Like he's just talking like there's only one room and it's like green smoke coming out. It's
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured when they showed up and Hunter was like, "Oh, we'll take two rooms, three if you have it." I was kind of thinking like, Hunter, I think you're pushing your luck. I have a feeling there's only going to be one room available, and I was right. I almost wondered how trustworthy this guy was when they were like giving him money to like keep everything secret. Part of me was like, he's going to take the money and he's probably going to screw you over. Um, but yeah, I don't know. That was just kind of my thought process behind it. But I mean, yeah, if you're looking at the guy, you're like, he's probably pretty creepy. I don't know if you guys can necessarily trust him, but if you're just trying to find a place to sleep at the end of the night, then, and you only got one place and it's cold out, then you might as well just take it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was so dirty. Like when they went up there, Sienna sat on the bed and there's like
Yeah.
a big cloud of poof, dust everywhere and the blanket smelled, the pillow smelled. I was like, I would totally wrap myself just like Sienna did in her cloak, but I would have been like, I think it would be cleaner to sleep with the pigs, honestly. My opinion.
Oh
But I don't
yeah,
know.
probably. Well, I pictured her just plopping down on the bed and like the thing of like of dust just going.
Dust. Whew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross, right? Oh
Now, what did you
gosh.
think of? I know. What did you think of like the bed wars? That's kind of what I thought of it. Like who, without obviously, no, we know the outcome now, but when you were first reading it, what were your thoughts on who you think was going to end up in the bed with Sienna? And I'll tell you who I thought.
Tristan should have ended up in the bed no matter what because he paid for the darn thing. He paid for it. He should have gotten it. Hence again, Hunter was being a little selfish and kiddish in that one. He's just like, well, you could go sleep with the pigs if you want to. Like, you didn't pay for anything. Shut up. Take what you got and be grateful you're not sleeping with the pigs. Cause I would have been like, bye. See, I'm so immature too.
Well, I mean, I will say it wasn't from a lack of trying. Hunter did try to pay. Tristan just kind of beat him to it. But I do agree with you. Tristan should have ended up in the bed because he was the one who ultimately ended up paying the for the room. But I'm not gonna lie, I actually when I was reading it, I thought Hunter was gonna end up in the bed. And the only reason why is because I figured Hunter was going to just get super protective because we've seen it all throughout this whole couple chapters where Hunter and Tristan have almost seemed like clashing. And it's like, I feel like the only reason that Hunter really doesn't like Tristan is just for the mere fact that he's almost competition. And we do know this because we know that even when Sienna and Tristan were fighting the foxhounds, that Sienna started having these feelings. Like she was starting to, which, I mean, let's be honest, who wouldn't? I mean, come on. He clearly, to me, Tristan is like your typical shadow daddy, and I would love the honor to bang him, but that's just me. Um, no,
You're
I'm kidding.
married. Oh my gosh.
I'm joking. But no, I do see a lot of jealousy coming out. So when I pictured this whole bed situation, I just figured Hunter would have jumped for it and would have climbed into bed regardless, because he wanted to ensure that he was the one sleeping next to Sienna. Because I do feel like we're seeing a lot of jealousy coming out of Hunter, especially seeing the way that Sienna's looking at Tristan.
I see a lot of jealousy too, immaturity in the jealousy. And you
Hmm.
could tell that he still wants to spend the rest of his life with her and he's trying to win her back. But at that point, I feel like You just gotta let go, honestly. She blew off a marriage. She
Hmm.
doesn't want to be forced to be married to you. I would have taken that as a sign. And he did say that even if we're not together, I still want to be your friend. So he should still act more like a friend instead of this. I don't know. The way I looked at Hunter is he acts like she can't take care of herself. Sienna can't take care of herself, even though she was on the front lines and he stayed back in the cozy palace, you know?
Yeah, and I do think it goes to show that Hunter doesn't really see the new person that Sienna's become, because Sienna might have been that person before she left, but there's been a lot of mistrust going on between the two of them. And so it's like Hunter isn't really seeing the new side of Sienna. He's only seeing probably the old side, like the girl that he feels like he needs to protect and the one that he feels that he's still chasing. The way I pictured it is he's like this mouse that's chasing after cheese that's tied to a string, and somebody keeps pulling it back more and more. He's going to continuously chase after this cheese, which, you know, the cheese is Sienna and her feelings. And he's going to keep trying to go for it, even though she keeps pulling away more and more. And she's kind of showing him, like, I'm not going to end up with you. No matter how much you try, you and I are not going to end up in the end. And I think he's just holding out hope that no matter what, he can change his mind. And I do think eventually his downfall is going to be when he comes to realizes that he's not going to get Sienna back. And it could end up just driving her into the arms of Tristan. Who knows?
Yeah. He just needs to have a little more faith or take a step back because I feel like he's just trying too hard.
But I do think that even this whole next part, oh, I wondered where those people came from. The ones that they kind of ran into when they were traveling.
The
I was
town.
like,
They're the
ugh.
people who probably rob everybody. It sucks. And it just shows that, okay, because they're still in their land. So it just shows that the king's not taking care. Because if they're so desperate to rob people like that, like it looks like that little town, like that little village they're in. Because even the innkeep, they're
Hmm.
probably all trying to survive something. So the innkeep was eyeing
Yeah.
everybody what they had. So he told the villagers, hey, we could at least have some money to make it probably through either another week or 2 weeks. Let's get this. And how sad is that? Like, and Hunter should have felt bad too because he's buying freaking how many roses for Sienna? Could have donated that
Yeah.
money, bro.
Well,
Or
it
like,
does go to show the difference of their characters. You have Hunter who doesn't see it. He's like, well, why wouldn't you just take out these people, like you had mentioned earlier? Why, you know, you were so okay with taking out the foxhounds, which, let's be honest, he waited till the very end to do that. But you wouldn't take out these people who are attacking us. And Hunter's like, you know, showing off like all of his, you know, Hunter's got his armor and all this stuff that he's showing off. And then you have Tristan who's like, these people are people. They're desperate. You know, they're just trying to make ends meet. They're probably trying to steal from us because they want to feed their families. So it's like when you're desperate, you're willing to do anything you can for the people you love back home. So you do see the difference between Hunter and Tristan in the sense of like what their beliefs are.
yeah, yeah, which comes back. Still has a lot to learn about the world where Tristan already sees it, but it comes back to his culture too, of him, his side is able to alive the undead, alive the dead or something. He said it so good in
Mm-hmm.
the line and everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Reanimate the dead.
reanimate.
So you see a whole different perspective on life and then you have this kid. Yeah, he had a hard life, but then he technically kind of had everything handed to him. I don't think he had to work
Mm-hmm.
for that position that he holds so dearly, probably to him, but that position isn't handed out lightly to probably anybody, but he did because his dad's the commander. He probably never had a fight for his life like he just did right there with those villagers. I guarantee you, he probably never stepped outside of the palace to even know what's going on with the little villages or towns that is around the palaces. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I just feel like
Well,
he
yeah.
was very, you
Go.
could go.
No, you're good. Go. No, no, no.
I
I
don't know
was
what
just
I was
agreeing
going to
with you.
say. Yeah. Yeah. So I just feel like Hunter has a lot to learn. And I'm hoping this adventure that he's going on with Tristan, I can't wait for Hunter's character arc, is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm. Yeah, like he's going to learn something eventually. I think you are. I think you hit it perfectly because Hunter, I didn't think about it that way. Hunter most likely did have everything handed to him. He seems like the type of guy who probably lived in wealth. He's never had to really go outside the castle to fight. He might hold the armor and the sword, and he has the look, and he even says it as they're traveling. All I need is to be able to hold my armor or hold I don't know what it is that he's got. I want to say gauntlets, but
Gauntlets.
what,
Yeah.
yeah, like he's holding those, and he tells them, oh, people are just going to let us pass because they look at me and they see, oh, you're part of the king's guard. He doesn't realize that people still might challenge him. So
Yeah.
it does kind of show, yeah, like it's almost like he's kind of naive in a way because he is just going off the fact that he's like, well, people shouldn't want to fight me because I have such a high title. But it's like, have you really fought outside the castle? I mean, yeah, you would think maybe you have because you're part of the army guard, but have you really gone out and fought, or are you just wearing the look of it because you feel like people, no matter what, they're going to look at you and they're going to be intimidated, when reality is that clearly didn't work when they ran into these villagers with pitchforks who were coming after them for money.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, he did have a tough childhood, but I feel like it was
Hmm.
nothing compared to the outside world, as what we're reading right now. Yeah. They came with their
Yeah.
pitchfork, anything that they could, a pitchfork, and then they used their kitchen knives as like daggers. So they were clearly struggling. They're clearly
Yeah.
trying to do whatever they can. And it seemed like the town was in on it. So I wonder
Yeah.
if that town has any support or help at all.
Yeah. No, probably not, because we know that the king doesn't really care about necessarily what's going on. I mean, he did tell Sienna, like, oh, as long as people have food, but now we're seeing that people probably don't have food because they're having to scavenge other people to be able to support their families. And as much as I'm not like condoning what they did, but it is really sad that this is kind of where the direction that they have to go in order to survive.
So it kind of makes me think, I know they said it would take like weeks to get there, but I feel like now we're getting closer to the other side. And then just like how the
Hmm.
front lines are, I bet you those villages that are closer to the front lines, they're the ones who are really struggling. And in the king's eyes, they're kind of like peasants anyways. Like I don't really care about them as long as my higher royalty, like people are taken care of, which is kind of sad to
Yeah.
say because you really can't have a kingdom without these so-called peasants, as you say. So
Hmm.
do
Yeah.
better. Just kidding.
Yeah. Now, did you think it was interesting that the people who were attacking them, that they were looking at her red cloak and they were like, "We want that," and Sienna was like, "I'm not giving this one up," and the guy was like, "You have probably tons of blankets. I want that cloak." So it's like kind of makes me wonder, what is the significance of this cloak, because Sienna was almost like not wanting to give it up. So it kind of made me think, is this possibly something that her grandmother had given her? And that's why she was so stronghold on like not wanting to give it up. Cause she's like, yeah, you're not taking this. If they had a bunch of other blankets, I would have been like, here you go, take it. But it seemed like there was like some significant importance to this cloak that she had.
Yeah, it can be. I just know it was cold. They probably did have blankets. She could have given up a blanket and it just looked like she had blankets. So I don't know. Her grandmother could have
Mm-hmm.
given her that cloak thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, it's the significance of Little Red Riding Hood, because that's kind of what the story is portraying in a way, is like a Little Red Riding Hood story, and that red cloak does signify that side of the story. So it's interesting. I like that.
I
Yeah.
love Little Red Riding Hood.
But we do know that her necklace popped out, like her necklace peeked out of her shirt. And this person who was attacking her saw it and was like, oh, like he was thinking, oh, my wife would like this. So he was going to take it. And I think that just kind of fueled the fire for Sienna, where she's like, I don't think so. This you're definitely not taking. And she just comes out full force mode and starts going after the guy even more for that. But Tristan tells her, he's like, you might want to hide that. And she's like, so you do know what this necklace is.
Yeah. Yeah, he was funny. He's like, yeah, put that away. It's going to cause more problems or something. So I feel like we're going to run into people who know it and who's going to help because they know it. And then I feel like we're going to run into people who are going to be like tattletales. Oh, I saw your daughter. She had the moth necklace or something. I don't know.
But do you think does the
So
king know that she has the necklace? And does he even, because it was something that Hunter gave her. Did her dad ever see it?
I don't know if he knows that she has that necklace. I feel like he is going to find the book and then he's going to start putting stuff together because after she runs away, man, I'm hoping we get to see the POV of the king because I just want to see if he is the one who destroys her room or if they're able, which is going to be so crazy, my heart's going to be pounding the whole time, if they're able to sneak back onto the palace and retrieve that book. So
That book is going to come back. I know it. I know that book is going to come back, whether the king finds it or it's hiding the entire time, which there is a part of me that really does think that that book is going to be hiding because she's like, she slipped it into like a secret passage, like a little hidden thing under her bed that she would hide candy. And I would think that, and this is going into like the writing perspective of it, I would assume that if you went through that much detail to explain something that's hiding, that it would stay hidden versus her just like throwing it into her bookshelf and being like, I'll come back for this later, you know?
it's gonna be like one of those moments where the commander's walking around in her room and then here's the hollow in the step, and he's gonna be like, "Wait, what is that?
Wait, what is happening down here?
What is down here?"
That book is gonna come back. I'm curious to know what was inside that book because I feel like all of Sienna's answers that she needed were in there. And if she had just opened that book and just started going through it, this story would have been a lot shorter. So I'm glad in a way that she didn't because I do think those answers are in that book, but I guess we'll see later.
Yeah, maybe book two.
I
Book
know.
two.
Now,
So
can we really quickly talk about Tristan's powers? Because these seemed pretty significant, didn't it? Like he was able to take out all of these people, and it made me wonder if it does drain him. Kind of like Sienna says, if they
the
use their
foxes.
powers.
He took
Yeah,
out all the foxes. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like it might drain him, but he's just been doing it so long. I wonder. See, I was thinking too. I wonder if that was a lot of power for him to use.
Hmm.
Or if that was just a small like indication of how powerful, if you really think how powerful he really is, because if that was just a little piece and that was nothing to him to use that,
It makes
because
you
he didn't seem
wonder.
tired, he didn't seem like he
No,
was drained. So
yeah, no, and it does make you wonder, like, who is he to the dead queen? Like, I feel like he isn't just some regular you know fighter. Like I don't feel like he's anything part of like a guard or anything. I feel like he's going to have a little bit more of a higher significance.
they're part of the Fae world.
Yeah, but it could be. I mean, I don't, I'm trying to remember. Do you remember? Did it say that, similar to Sienna and her family, that the higher up nobles are the ones who contain the most power? I wonder, is it the same for the dead queen? Is it like more of the people who are higher up in royalty? Are they the ones that hold more of the shadow power?
Oh, maybe. Or he could be part of the Fae world. And he's a Fae.
That would be fun. That would be a fun twist in there, right?
Yeah. Well, they
Yeah.
brought up the Fae world. So
Hmm.
who knows?
Yeah, that is true. He could be more of like a Fae person. Ooh, we're gonna have to keep our eyes on that. But I do like at the end of this chat of the chapters we read, um, we do see Tristan kind of talking a little bit about the dead queen, and he did make a comment which I thought was very interesting about how when they do reanimate people, how it's not the same person coming back. It's not like this person just, is brought back to life and they're given another chance. It's like, no, you're basically just reanimating the body. The person itself and the soul is gone. And he did make a comment where he said, we've seen that with the dead queen. So it kind of started to make me think, this whole time I've been thinking, oh, maybe the dead queen isn't evil. But now I'm starting to wonder, maybe they brought this dead queen back. Sorry, now I just went on a whole tangent in my mind. What if the dead queen, what if the dead queen's the grandmother?
Maybe. I don't. Maybe.
and she was brought back. Okay, this could be totally wrong. I'm probably so wrong in
I
this.
don't think she's the grandmother though. I
Yeah.
f- I feel like I don't know how to say that, but you could keep going on with your tangent.
No, I don't know. It just kind of came to me. I was just wondering because we don't know much about the dead queen. We don't have a name. We just know that she's known as the dead queen. I think it's safe to assume that she was brought back from the dead because even Tristan says we know this because of the dead queen. Like he made a comment where it almost sounded like the dead queen was brought back and now she is not who she used to be. So there's a part of me that thinks like, oh, maybe like the dead queen isn't as good of a person as we might have been thought to believe, as we're seeing obviously like Sienna's father is kind of being portrayed more as the evil villain, but he was trying to portray the dead queen as an evil villain. So I mean, I could be so wrong, and I most likely am. I would say I'm probably 95% wrong, but there's that small part of me that's like, well, what if the dead queen really was the grandmother and they're looking for the heir of the north, which could be Sienna, and maybe the heir of the north is the person to take over the dead queen's spot, which would then in turn be Sienna. I don't know.
Why wouldn't she just tell her to go find Sienna?
I don't know. That's why that could be part of why this theory is incorrect, but maybe because they don't know that it's Sienna. Because Tristan doesn't even seem to know. He even says he's like, I don't know who the heir of the north is. I just know I'm looking for her. And maybe the dead queen didn't even say, go find the heir of the north. Maybe the people know, well, in order to replace the dead queen, we need to find the heir.
Because he might be a fae, not even part of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, this is very far fetched out there. Yeah, this could be very wrong. It just kind of randomly came to me as we were talking. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's a fun thought. Fun fact. That's not a fact, but that's a fun thought.
Yeah.
It's not a fact yet, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I guess we
that was
can think
fun.
about that. But I did like going back to that. I do like Tristan's comment where he almost sees that what his people are capable of doing isn't right, and it seems like they try to avoid doing that. Like they try not to like reanimate people, and it seems like whoever the dead queen was, maybe something happened to her and they didn't want her to go because that's their queen, so they reanimated her, and now they're realizing that's not really who the dead queen is because she's lost every good part of her. So now maybe they do have this evil ruler. And that could be whether or not it's Sienna or it's the grandmother or whatever, but it could be why they're looking for the heir of the north because they need someone to replace the dead queen. What did you think of Tristan and what he had to say?
He's very compassionate. Like I said earlier before, I feel like he's very wise and he knows a lot and he he is right. Like every time you and alive someone who's supposed to be dead, they kind of lose a piece of themselves no matter what story you tell. They always lose a piece of themselves. So rather her being mean or crazy, if we're going on what you're saying and say it is the grandmother, which I don't think it is, but if it is the grandmother, she might have lost a piece where she doesn't even know Sienna, you know? She's just like, I know there's an heir down there, but I just
Mm-hmm.
feel like he's more knowledgeable. Like I feel like he knows way more than what he's leading on. Even with Sienna's grandmother, even with what's happening between the war, I feel like he knows a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
He just doesn't want to say it.
He
And I
could
feel like he's learning more about Sienna, which he's probably getting those feelings like she's more important than what was led on.
yeah. Yeah, he could also have some type of like magic spell on him where he can't say anything, and that's why he's trying to get her back because maybe at that point he is able to say something, but maybe during his travels he can't. Another theory could also be that the dead queen could be like a distant relative of Sienna's, like maybe the grandmother's grandmother or something, you know?
That would be fun.
Yeah. Because it
But
sounds
that
like
That would be fun. Which brings us back to when we were talking about the king marrying Sienna's mom. That was supposed to be a pact, and he broke it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want a pact because then he wouldn't be able to use his healing powers like he said before. Well, if there's no war, there's no point for us to being around because we don't need to heal anybody.
Right.
That's not his
Yeah.
exact lines. That's just a summary of what he says. Don't come after
Yeah.
me.
It could be. It could lead somewhere down, like with Sienna finding out that the story about how everything originated, how back then there was Fae, and then they started crossbreeding. What is it? They started marrying each other, and the Fae and the humans, and then that's how these special humans came to be, where they have light powers, and then some of them got dark powers, and then the ones with dark powers turned evil, and then they got banished, and so it could all string all the way back to history, to like the original source. Yeah. Oh, there's so much to think about.
Yeah. Well, we got another 3 chapters coming up, so maybe we'll get more information on those 3 chapters.
Yeah, we're
But
almost done with this book.
I know. That means I have to find the second book now.
I know.
Dun, dun, dun.
We have to get the second book.
Yeah, we do have to
So,
get the second book.
do you think that Sienna is going to end up with Tristan, or what are you thinking is happening with these two?
I don't think they're going to end up at this book. And then I don't, they might have like a slow tension in the second book, but I don't think anything's going to happen in this book between those two.
But do you see any like feelings growing? Like, would
Oh
you
yeah,
say?
we've already saw a lot of feelings grow. Like with the
Mm-hmm.
foxhounds, between the foxhounds inside the one bed that they shared, and even when they were fighting the villagers. I mean, the guy put a coin, who knows what kind of coin he put, but he put money in one of the guy's hands. So that was
Mm-hmm.
very nice. I definitely see there's feelings.
Yeah. Well, he seems a lot more fitted to what Sienna would want in somebody, because he's a lot more similar to Sienna in that way, where he has sympathy for the people who are below or lower than them, as far as like in the chain of wealth. Yeah, I do feel like Sienna has a little bit more similarities to Tristan, and I think that's why we are seeing these feelings start to arise in her towards him.
Yeah, it's gonna
And
be
I'm rooting for it. So
yay.
yay. So I guess we'll read the next 3 chapters, and I get to see you soon because you're coming into town. So woo.
I know, I'm excited. Not
I
excited
know.
for the drive, but I'm excited.
It'll be fun.
Excited. Think we'll hang out Thursday morning? I have a class Thursday night, so
We'll do some fun stuff while you're here. But is there anything else that you wanted to add before we end this episode?
no, but we love you guys.
Yes, we do. So if you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure to hit subscribe. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit subscribe, hit like, hit comment, and let's just share this podcast with everybody because we're having fun. If you guys have any other book suggestions for us that you want us to read in the future, we'd love it, whether it's on the podcast or not on the podcast, because Amanda and I are always looking for some fun books to read. So make sure to leave that in the comment. Let us know what you guys like and what kind of books you're reading. But yeah, other than that, I guess, make sure that you're following us on social media. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Make sure to follow the author of this fantastic book that we're reading, Briar Knightley. She is also on social media. Make sure to give her a follow. But other than that, happy reading. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.